You don't need to waste your money on Adobe Photoshop or Canva subscription just so that you can make high quality YouTube thumbnails. So I run a tech YouTube channel called Techno Panda. My channel has around 30,000 subscribers and all the thumbnails that you are seeing here, I made all these thumbnails for free on my PC without paying any money to Adobe or Canva or any other subscription service. So in today's video, I will show you how you can make these same high quality YouTube thumbnails that will increase your click-through rate, bump your channel views, and help you make lots of money on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we will need is the software paint.net. So you can get it from the website getpaint.net. There are two possible ways you can download it. If you get it directly from Microsoft Store, it will cost you $8, but you can save the money by downloading it from this second mirror website. And if you get it from here, it's completely free. So this is what I will recommend. So once you have downloaded the software, you can install it. The installation is going to be very straightforward. And once you install the software, this is how the application looks. So this is the paint.net interface. But before we start making our thumbnail, we need to do one more thing. You will have to go and download this plugin. This is called Bolt Bait plugin. So go ahead and download this plugin, and when you install it, you will get this window here. You don't have to install all the plugins here. So what you actually need is this fancy 3D text, and you need the object tool. So the object tools is the plugin that we will be using to make our thumbnail. So this is really important. All the other things you can play with them. You can see if you want them or not. I have not installed them, but it's up to you because everything is free. So you can definitely give it a try. So I will go to my paint.net, and the plugins that we just installed, they show up here. So if you go to effects and object, you see these plugins. So the ones that we are going to use is object shadow and object outline. So now I will show you how you can make an awesome thumbnail. So this is the picture that I got from my mirrorless camera, and if I go here in image and resize, you will see that currently the image is 6000 by 3376 pixels. So it's very large and it's bigger than 2 megabytes, which is the size that Google constrains. So I'm going to resize this picture. I will select the resolution 1920 by 1080. Okay, so now let's make our thumbnail. So this picture is little dull. So what I will do is I will go to adjustment here, and I will play with the saturation. So I'm going to bump up the saturation a little bit to just make it pop out. Okay, so I like this, looks good. I also want to mess with brightness and contrast. So make it a little brighter and little contrasty. So yeah, that looks good. One thing to remember is that on YouTube, if you want the highest click-through rate, you want your thumbnail to be really shiny and colorful. So don't be scared of like bumping up the, the brightness, the contrast, and the saturation. So this looks good. At least for the time being, this looks fine. So now we want to add some text. What I will recommend is that in your thumbnail, don't put too many text, because when somebody is looking at your video, the thumbnail in the phone is going to look very tiny, so the text will be almost unreadable. So you should put very few texts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new layer. So you come here, click on add new layer, and you get a new layer. So in this new layer, we are going to add some text. So come here, click on this text, and then select a size, something which makes sense. So let's say 48. Now the fonts that you see here, these are all the fonts that are installed in your system. So it's going to show you all the fonts. Now by default, Windows does not come with very good fonts. So what you can do is you can go to this website here. This is called thefonts.com, the as DA. I will drop a link of this website, and you can get all these fonts for free. And this is a great website. I have used this to install many fonts. So there is no worry of, spyware or any kind of malware. So for our purpose, I've got already installed some decent fonts. So let's do that. So I will say this is a $600 gaming laptop. So I will type 600. Black is not looking good. So I will pick something more shiny. So let's make it here. Let's make it green because it's money, right? Now, if you don't like this font, you can pick something else. What I do is I usually take something which is a thick font like this. So that looks nice. Now I can move the text here like this. And then the good thing is once you are done with this, you can press Ctrl D and escape from the whatever you were doing. Now you can select using this select key here. And then using this top arrow key, you can move the text around if you want to. So later if you want to adjust, you can do that. So I think this looks good, so I will keep it here. We will go to Effect, Object, and we will select Object Outline. Now I want to create a black outline. So what I will do is I will drop this and I will raise this. So R, G and B should become 0 and A should be 255. So that's black. Now you can also directly pick the color of your outlines. For example, I want a green, blue outline. I can do something like that, or whatever outline. If you want a white outline, you can select. You have to max out all the RGB and it will be white outline. So whatever works for you. I prefer the black outline. So let me go back and make it black. And I want my outline to be a little thicker. So you can use the slider. This is too much, so maybe 5 looks good here. So that's my text here, and then I can apply a shadow effect. So go back to Object and select Object Shadow, and so you get this window here. Default is actually pretty good, but if you want to mess, you can increase the shadow intensity like this. This is 100%, or you can revert it back to where it was. 50% actually looks good. You can also change the direction of the shadow, like move the shadow far away or very close or somewhere like this. Again, the default is pretty good. And this is the shadow angle, so you can change the angle. You can make it maybe the shadow goes on the other side. You can mess with that. Again, I would say the default looks pretty good, so leave it like that. So that's my text, first text, and I want to add another text saying that this is a gaming laptop. So what I do is I always use a new layer for every new text that I create. So I will create a new layer here. And I will come here and select the text. Let's pick a different font here. So I want to pick, say, this one. I will say gaming. Let's make it yellow. And then I want to say laptop. Maybe laptop, I want to use something like that. Laptop. Maybe make it a little bigger. How about like that? And let's pick a different color for this guy, like that. So now I will do the same thing here. I will go Object, Outline, and outline these two. And then we can come here, Object, Shadow, and give it a shadow. So that's your basic thumbnail. Now let me make it small so that you get an idea of how it looks. So this is how it's going to look, and that's not a bad thumbnail at all. You can sprinkle your own creativity here, but this doesn't look bad. So now all you have to do is save it. So let me just save it here on my desktop. But in order to upload this thumbnail on YouTube, you will have to export it as a JPEG. So select File, Save As, and select JPEG. And now export it out. One thing you have to remember is it will tell you the size of the file. So it's below 2 megabyte, which is good. If it's above 2 megabyte, YouTube does not accept it. And so if that's the case, you can either change the compression. It's already best compression, so you really can't do anything there. But suppose we were picking best quality. Now it's 2.8 megabytes, so that's exceeding our thing. So what I do is I start with best quality. If that's too big, I will go to best compression. And if it's still big, then I can reduce the quality here. And by dropping this number, you can make it smaller. So for the time being, we can keep it 100% because it's still below 2 megabytes. And then just click on OK. It will tell you that your image has multiple layers, so it wants to flatten it. So yeah, fine, flatten it. Okay, and you're done. So I will show you how you upload the thumbnails. You come here. What happens is YouTube automatically generates some thumbnail, but they all suck because it just grabs a frame from your video. You don't want that. So you come here, click on Update Thumbnail, and now you can grab your thumbnail, which is the one which we created here. And there you go, that's your thumbnail. And then after that you can click on Save, and that's it. You have a brand new thumbnail. You can find links to Paint.net software, the Bolt Bait plugin, and all my favorite YouTube fonts in the video description below. Like I said before, all these resources are completely free. You don't have to spend even a dime of your money. Now, if you are interested in learning how to get 4,000 watch hours and monetize your YouTube channel, check out this video over here. In this video, I share tips and tricks that will help your YouTube channel reach the coveted 4,000 watch hours milestone. So go ahead and watch that video, and I will see you guys over there. Bye.